It's another interesting edition of the Economy and Politics Show where we bring you key economic developments as it affects the households. This edition brings you a review of January 2022 socio-political activities in Nigeria. Before we begin the discourse, let us give you some key stories from last week. The Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank of Nigeria at the end of its 283rd meeting, which was the first for the year, voted to retain the interest rate at 11.5%, while it retained other parameters from the liquidity ratio at 30%, cash reserve ratio of 27.5%, and a symmetrical corridor of plus 100 and minus 700 basis points. Also last week, the federal government announced the extension of its petroleum subsidy regime, which means that it was not going to remove the subsidy by June. The decision was guided by the need to align several reforms in the oil and gas industry to the Petroleum Industry Act. This policy stance averted planned protests across the country by organized labor and various civil society groups last week. We go on a break, and when we return, the conversation will continue.
Tune in to Web TV Daily to stay up to date and informed on the financial market, personal finance, and more. We have got you covered with all your favorite TV shows, economy and politics, market review, women's series, millennial talk, Islamic Finance Weekly, The Brief, exclusive interviews, events, and we keep you up to date on all the updates in the financial market with the market opening gong. Watch premium content. Watch Web TV. Same news, different perspective.
Welcome back. If you are joining us, it's the Economy and Politics Show, and we are looking at the review of January 2022 socio-political activities in Nigeria. As you are aware by now, this is a pre-election year in Nigeria, and the political cloud is already gathering, and we are in for an intense season of political debates and discussions which will have wide impact on the nation's economy and general well-being. We'll review the month of January through sub-themes, and they include the following: the 2023 Presidency, 2021 Electoral Bill Amendment, Ekiti Gubernatorial Elections build-up, the politics of Petroleum Subsidy removal, and political stability in West Africa. For the 2023 Presidency, it's going to be exactly 1 year to the general elections, and several politicians from experienced ones, technocrats, to newcomers have signified their intention to contest for the highest office in the country. At the moment, Web TV Economy and Politics Show can confirm that over 10 people have formally declared their intention to lead Nigeria. The prominent ones include Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress, Governor Dave Umahi of the All Progressive Congress, Senator Ojuzo Kalu of the All Progressive Congress, Chief Dele Momodu of the People's Democratic Party, Professor Kingsley Moghalu, who has not indicated his party, and the young Nigerian Khadija Lamidi Okunu, Senator Anyim Payosami of the People's Democratic Party, Senator Rochas Okorocha of the All Progressive Congress, and Mr. Sam Ohabunwa of the People's Democratic Party. Now, there are candidates who have not declared but have strong support base across the country. These ones are Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo GCON of the All Progressive Congress, former Vice President Alhaji Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party, Senator Bukola Saraki of the People's Democratic Party, Governor Yahaya Bello of All Progressive Congress, Mr. Peter Obi of the People's Democratic Party, and Right Honorable Rotimi Amechi of the All Progressive Congress. These are political heavyweights in their own space. Interestingly, 5 people from the list we mentioned are from the Southeast region. They've indicated their interest across political party divides, and that is very interesting to note. Major political parties like the All Progressive Congress and the PDP will now have to work out modalities across board, covering areas like zoning, competence, and the capacity of their candidates. At the end of it all, the political parties will want to present candidates that can win the elections. Let's go on to Electoral Bill Amendments for 2021. With the build-up to the general elections gathering momentum, the Independent National Electoral Commission needs the required legislation to be empowered to conduct credible elections. Now, the Electoral Bill 2021 has been a bone of contention between the executive and legislature, but there are clear indications of a headway, hopefully, by next month. After declining his assent to the bill sent to him by the National Assembly, following certain concerns he raised, Mr. Muhammadu Buhari, around the mode of conducting primaries, the National Assembly has harmonized the provisions of the bill, including the indirect and consensus options for primaries. Hopefully, the president will sign the bill next month so that INEC can release the timetable and prepare for hitch-free general elections. The third is the build-up to the Ekiti Gubernatorial Elections, and that is the first that we're going to experience, and it's going to be very interesting. Nigeria's leading political parties in their preparation for the 2022 gubernatorial elections conducted their primaries last week, and the results are interesting. I dare say, very instructive. For the All Progressive Congress, the ruling party in the state, Mr. Biodun Oyebanji, emerged the winner and flag bearer for the party, while Mr. Bisi Kolawole emerged the flag bearer of the People's Democratic Party. This means that we're going to watch a healthy political battle between Governor Kayode Fayemi of the All Progressive Congress and former Governor Ayodele Fayose of the PDP, as their candidates are the ones involved. And if you see the photo that's showing on your screen now, they recently had a cool interaction showing that it's a healthy political battle, not rancor. Then number 4 is the politics of petroleum subsidy removal, like we said in our news story from last week. The federal government made a U-turn on its decision to fully effect the removal of petroleum subsidy from June 2022, citing the need for the institutionalization of reforms in the oil and gas industry through the Petroleum Industry Act. So this will now take another 18 months, and the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation is already asking for 3 trillion naira to cover the cost implications during the period. That's a whooping sum. The Governors Forum, organized labor and private sector have raised issues with it. I think they're asking for transparency. But one thing we know is that massive protests would have heralded the petroleum subsidy like 2012, and it has been averted now. And this, according to analysts, is a political move by the APC government. Now, with the expiration of the petroleum subsidy by this time of 18 months, we will have a new president who will be successor to President Muhammadu Buhari. So that new president will have to earn the trust of Nigerians to achieve this policy drive. And hopefully the Dangote Petrochemical Refinery will have started operations and become a game changer in this regard. That's one very development that we have to watch. There's a very unfortunate trend that we're seeing in West Africa, and that's political stability is now an issue. In the last 2 years, we've witnessed 3 military coups, and these are in French-speaking West African countries: Mali, Guinea, and Burkina Faso. This is a major concern to me, and it should be a concern to you if you're a West African. Like the legendary Nigerian Afrobeat musician Fela Nicola Pukuti once said, "Soldier, they put us for reverse," which means that the military constitutes majorly the part of the reasons why Africa has not developed robust, inclusive economic policies, because of their reversals when they take over from civilian governments. Now, this trend needs to be addressed to forestall political instability. And the radical move made by the Malian military junta, cutting ties with its former colonial master France, is unprecedented in history and marks another chapter in foreign relations. I dare say at this point that ECOWAS and all stakeholders need to rework political stability in the region. That'll be all for this edition of the Economy and Politics Show. If you have questions, comments, or suggestions on review of January 22 socio-political activities in Nigeria, please send them to tobasi.basekong@prochange.com. Also join our website, www.prochange.com. We have latest political stories as it affects our economy captured for you. You can also engage us via our social media platforms displayed on the screen. Till we come your way again, thank you for watching and have a nice day.